Hey, what is up, everyone, and welcome to the Esports Charity Cup hosted by the Varsity Esports Foundation. What is this tournament and why is it happening?
Well, this is the Esports Charity Cup. You are here on the Varsity Esports Foundation Twitch page. You may have seen us on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. Tonight is the first night of the event. It's a 4-day event. I mean, I'm excited. I've got some amazing interns. I got some amazing interns like you and Masuma and Paul, Mark and Carter and Noon, Meredith, all these great interns that I'm excited to be a part of the organization and help kind of do a nice little fun kickoff event and see where it goes from there.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be a part of this. I know everybody's excited to be a part of this. So let's talk a little bit about why we're doing this, right? Like what is this foundation built upon? Where do we come from, right? Why are we in it for this?
Well, this event is designed by students, built for students, by students, to help students. The foundation is here to support the scholastic esports space. Back years and years ago, the foundation came into existence as a need for esports because what we noticed in the scholastic space, there was a lot of schools that were participating, but mostly in the suburbs. And so the foundation was built out of necessity to create an opportunity for grants and scholarships for those students in the urban core and the rural areas who don't have the same access that the kids in the suburbs do. Our foundation purely is here to support that pipeline and make sure everybody is on an equal playing field.
Awesome. And I know my organization, my club that I participate in has also benefited so much from the Varsity Esports Foundation. We can't thank you enough. And I know many clubs out there want to say thank you as well. I can say personally, as a player, as a participant, I've played in the HSCL. My teams have been playing for so long together, and to finally be given like this platform where we can all play together, it's truly beneficial for us. It's really like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Not many kids get to experience this type of teamwork through just playing video games. And I'm so happy that we live in that generation where we get to play video games in this team environment with your friends, playing the HSCL, playing the Esports Charity Cup like my team is doing. There's just so many different opportunities for play. And once again, I can't say it enough. It's just pure gratitude from us. I don't think anybody would have ever thought that it'd get to this point because of you guys.
Well, it's really you and the rest of the team. I mean, we've had a fun little run kind of during COVID and during a lot of transition, just preparing for this event. You guys really put in the time and effort to really plan out all the little ins and outs. And then I've been able to impart just a little bit of knowledge to teach you guys about streaming. And I mean, which you guys already know a lot of stuff, especially you, Raph, you know a lot about streaming. Asuma knows a lot about streaming. A couple other folks do streaming as well. A lot of you know esports events, which is great. And that's really what we're trying to do with you guys as interns, is just feed into you. And we're going to have some time later tonight to actually speak to most of the interns we have on the team. And we'll have some fun just kind of talking about, what they like, what they want to do with their lives. I'm pretty pumped about that because I've had this really good conversation with you guys. And I'm not the greatest leader. I'm kind of a sit back and kind of let you guys learn things, but not micromanage. I'm excited to see you shoutcasting here later.
Later today, we're going to be having an Overwatch Showmatch. It'll be really fun to shoutcast. I cast a lot of Overwatch, Rainbow Six, CSGO. We got into a show match against another team, and we're gonna be showcasing that match for you all today. It was a really intense match. Through my experience of casting and all, I think you guys will really enjoy it. I don't know if not all of you guys might be Overwatch fans. However, I'm a really big one. It's not going to be too hard to get into, and I hope you guys stick around for that and make sure you watch it. That will be towards the end of the stream.
I think the fun thing about all this is just coming together to create something. For the interns that are on right now, I know Carter's in, Paul, Mark, Coach Alney's in. I did see Masuma earlier. Coming together and just trying something, putting toe in the water. There could be some opportunity. There could be maybe another event like this that is even bigger in the future, and maybe some other games. And I love that you kind of all came together and we kind of just put our heads together, and it was fun watching you all work, create decks and sponsorship decks and information to really get the information out. I'm excited to see this event turns into from here on out and just make this a series. Fun seeing you guys kind of come up with a name in a couple calls. We were looking at different names for this. I've done some artwork, but I think it'll be fun. Kind of Mark's ideas. He's got about the influencers. We got some good partners with Zach Teep and maybe even some live CGI sometime down the road, or some gamer jibe stuff. Really, really cool partnerships that could be a part of this series. And I'd love to see some action from the students really getting engaged and pumping out some some content with us and really engaging to help raise money for other kids.
And yeah, we're going to jump to a quick ad break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back here with more content for you all. We're going to be coming up soon. It's an interview with all of our interns, and we're just going to be talking about, what we do here. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you later.
Oh, the down smash gets him on the back end!
Yeah, no errors in the code right there from Brendan.
Damage can do. They're going to try and use this Death Blossom. Ow.
Your 3K. Big Sox is the big daddy of this game.
Manages to dig himself out just a little bit. Has no idea where J-Trops is going.
Varsity Esports Foundation. Founded in December 2018, the Varsity Esports Foundation was created by a group of esports professionals. Our mission is to create an inclusive, safe, and aspirational network of gaming communities for all. The Varsity Esports Foundation is a 501c3 organization established to offer financial assistance to schools and to provide a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports. We have 4 foundation goals. 1. Build a network of inclusive gaming communities. 2. Create scholarships for students within these communities. 3. Ensure a safe environment for all players. And 4. Promote gaming literacy across the ecosystem. The foundation has funds for a limited amount of assistance to support schools with league fees and/or computer equipment. For more information, please visit us at varsityesportsfoundation.org. Varsity Esports Foundation, a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports.
The down smash gets him on the back end! Are you kidding me, Cargo?
Yeah, no errors in the code right there from Brendan.
Oh, Entity all on his own! Entity all on his own! What a goal from Entity to tie this game!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HSEL Nationals. It is an amazing day for Overwatch. We are looking forward to seeing the matchup today as we look to try and again see which one of these teams is going to go into the opportunity to try and claim that prize pool.
There's kids that are in my program that would walk around and have nobody at school to talk to. And now those same kids have like a great group of friends. They're happier. Their parents are ecstatic. Why wouldn't you want to give that to a group of kids that don't have it? Just because you don't understand.
Okay, yes, they're playing video games, but you gotta look past that and also see why are they playing it and what are they doing with it.
There's not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there, so people just don't know what they don't know.
It's really collaborative, like a sport. I mean, it is a sport. I mean, it's new that I think it's hard for people to understand that it's a sport.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does.
We got to get rolling. This is where it becomes big time. We've been working all year for this. SLP on 3. 1, 2, 3. SLP!
Thank you so very much for all of you who have tuned in and watched the HSEL Nationals. The 5-map pool today will be Hollywood, Kings Row, Nepal, Lijiang Tower, and Oasis.
I mean, it's interesting to see just how many schools there are this year and how many schools you're beating out to be in the top 8. It's insane.
Joseph is our youngest. He's 17. He was diagnosed with autism at age 4. Not an excuse. He's still Joseph.
Everybody is welcome. You want to come play esports for me? Come play for me. That is the mentality that we have in esports. All right, here we go. St. Louis Park looking for that repeat national title. The only #1 seeds left in the tournament. No kid does drop. Toshi is now on. Now he's feeling it. Get these shots, Toshi. Now he's feeling it. Boom. The point of this is for people to find a place where they belong, make friends, learn discipline, learn teamwork, learn reaction to setbacks.
Triple kill coming out in favor of SLP as they now are starting to look to turn it around.
Frank, I got you. Nice job here. You're confident.
Another solid hold here with an entire team kill for SLP.
When he plays, he wins.
To see if they can keep it into overtime, and that's not going to be enough. That will be SLP claiming the first 3 victories here, best of 5, and they will be going into the finals.
Well, we move on.
Okay. Man, look at this great group of people.
I'm Carter. What's up, everyone?
My name is Masuma Rangwala.
My name is Mark Port.
Hey guys, my name is Nyong. Last name is Huang. Nyong Huang.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul Elliott.
The one and only Rafael Villagomez.
Nice. Man, I'm so happy to have you guys on tonight. It's been fun kind of slowly chipping away at this event, and it's fun that it's here and getting you guys bring some input into it and then see where it can go after this. First question, I want to ask you, what led you to esports and gaming? Really, what led you to this internship? What led you to really be a gamer per se?
I started gaming at a very young age. I have an older brother. I was always into the old school games, started with like a PS1 or like a SNES. So I started playing when I was really young and I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to make games when I'm older. I ended up going into the hardware side of things, and I really like working production events and like going to big conventions and all of that. Just kind of being in that community and feeling comfortable with everyone else. You're not being judged for playing video games or cosplaying or dressing up or any of that. It's nice. That's what kind of led me into the esports scene. I really like that idea of community amongst everybody.
For me, my dad, he was basically a competitive gamer back in his day, and then I'm the only daughter in my family, so I have 2 older brothers, and they both really avid gamers, very, very competitive to the point where it's semi-toxic. So it's just always been in my family. I'm also an immigrant, so half of my life I grew up in Vietnam, and the gaming, the esports scene there is very like community style. You can go into a city and almost everyone you know will probably be at an internet cafe gaming, basically. That's kind of like my exposure to gaming, to esports, the competitive side of it and everything. It's just something that's always been around with me and it's kind of part of my identity.
For me, I have been a gamer my entire life. I remember the day that the PlayStation 2 came out. I came home and my mom had got it for me. So that was back when it was, I believe, WWF. We got the SmackDown game. That's how long it's been for me. And I'm 24 now. So it's been right around 20 years for me. I'm actually a sport management major. I just graduated with my undergrad and I'm doing my master's now. I had always wanted to work in sports, and up until about 6 months ago, I just wasn't really aware of esports being a thing. I knew about the 2K League, but I never really thought of a real possibility of working in esports until I sat down and had lunch with Bubba one day and he started to explain what the Varsity Esports Foundation was and what it stands for. From that moment on, just had a completely different mindset that this is where I need to be, working in esports. So I'm planning on just furthering my education. And one day, I'm thinking that I would eventually like to teach at the collegiate level on just the introduction to esports and really educating others who, like myself, just didn't really have any knowledge of it, which by that point, it may be way more mainstream and pretty well known. I just grew up in a small town where gaming was almost frowned upon, really understanding that it was, I guess, where the trend is going to the point where it's at today. and will be in the next 15, 20, 30 years. I would just like to educate people on that and hopefully find people who have passions similar to ours.
So unlike Carter, I actually never started playing video games until I got to college and got my first Xbox in like Christmas of my freshman year of college. So kind of new at it and not very good at a lot of games, but it's always fun to just go get on my Xbox and play for a few hours and kind of clear my mind of school or work or whatever is going on in my life at the time, and just kind of hang out with friends and play with them or something. Got me into esports, had an interest of playing video games just kind of recreationally. Saw like a ad for eFuse and saw the opportunity for the Varsity Esports Foundation, and that sounded pretty interesting to me, so I applied for that and talked to Bubba, and I have a background of playing traditional sports my entire life. Figured the transition between traditional sports and esports is pretty related, and I love just seeing the big events and how big this industry can get to, and it'll be fun to learn a lot more.
For me, I started in gaming when I was a little kid with Nintendo 64. I went from handheld console to Xbox, playing Halo. From Halo, I was really a first-person shooter until I got an RPG, and then once I entered college at Nova, I became the president of the collegiate club, and that was my first exposure into esports back in 2013. And since then, it was the first time in my life where I had a passion towards something and I can do it without any need for it. I just did it because I loved it and enjoyed it. And from that transition, I really had fun. I did a lot of events with the esports program, and then about 4 months ago, I reached out to Bubba on LinkedIn because I wanted to take my passion and turn it profession. And after having like an interview with Bubba on my YouTube channel and talking to him, I found Varsity Esports Foundation, and since then I wanted to really go through it, just be a part of the esports scenes and the esports ecosystem, take my passion and turn it into profession and do good by the esports. And that's why I'm here.
I guess growing up, I never really took esports seriously in gaming, just like probably a lot of people did. I was always a very conventional like sports player. I did soccer, I did wrestling, I did whatever sport you could. Like, I just did sports for fun, right? And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Going into high school, things get more competitive. It's brutal out there, High school is definitely a place where it really makes you to be the type of person that you become in the future. In high school, that's when I really started to take to video games a lot more. I started meeting a lot of people, a lot of kids, who never really experienced that aspect of teamwork, sportsmanship that I had experienced when I was in middle school and my freshman and sophomore year at high school. And I realized that there was this opportunity that I could really bring this whole experience to them through the form of an esports club. And being a gamer myself, that's when I really started to take to gaming, and that's when I really started dedicating my time in high school to bring this experience to like my fellow peers and my students. Through that process, I've just been able to meet a lot of great kids, a lot of willing students that would not have experienced this without the help of the HSEL or VEF. Yeah, that's definitely how I got into it. And then one day I just saw on eFuse that there was this notification for the Varsity Esports Foundation, and I was already doing it at the high school level, but then joining the Varsity Esports Foundation, that really allowed me to really try and help just about anybody that is involved with HSEL or VEF. That's how I got involved. Going towards the future, I definitely want esports to become my profession. I want to either continue to bring this opportunity to others through the form of an organization. I'd love to start a cool esports organization that competes at a really high professional level, as well as bring in those opportunities for kids as well. That's one of the things that I'm looking to do in the future. Esports being such a big thing now, it's only going to get bigger. If I love it now, I'm going to love it later. I'm just going to keep doing that.
I guess a goal of mine really is to work an LCS event or the Invitational, something big. It's just really nice. The whole process of it is nice, planning the whole event, getting sponsors, building everything, the cameras, backstage, all of it. I love project management and all of that. It's just really nice seeing your ideas come to life and you're sitting there just looking at it wow, I did this.
For me, what I would like to do is I'm looking to do two things in esports. One is in digital advertisement and communications and marketing, because I believe there's still a stigma towards gaming. All of us mentioned so there's some that takes esports seriously and there's some that does not, to be able to be a medium to help educate those that there are avenues of career paths to show that there's ways to develop a career take your passion and turn it profession. That's one part. The second thing, something personal for me, was I wanted to help with the community and make it more positively. One of them in particular is solo queue for League of Legends, which is something I really would like to be a part of to help make it a more efficient and more happier place, even though right now it's currently not a good standing. Be able to create a healthier environment, because that's where I play to have fun and enjoy, and I believe it's a great environment for everyone. So those are two things I would like to do.
I'm doing my master's in just general business. Yeah, anything with like marketing, events, or like whether it be esports or regular traditional sports, like either one of those, or just kind of like being the one that like markets that event and says, this is why you should come check this out, or come check out the stream, or come to this event. Anything like that, just like Varsity Esports, if it's helping unfortunate kids and helping them be like same level as everyone else, like that's a plus too. But yeah, anything that goes with events and marketing, anything like that is where I'd kind of want to take my career.
I would like to eventually teach at the collegiate level. Before that happens, because the next program after this master's, I'd have to go get my PhD, which is a 3-year program at KU where I go to school. I signed a contract to play with an esports organization for 2K a couple weeks ago, able to reach a 2K league ever since I found out about it. That's kind of my goal, although the turnover rate for that is very high, with a lot of players only really getting in for one season and then being forced out of the league after that. I think it would just be a really good opportunity for me. That's not necessarily long term, but I think it would be a really good opportunity for me to really get my foot in the door of esports and become well known. And like I said, then also furthering my education to teach, whether it be an intro class on esports, because I know specifically at KU, they don't have any esports courses or programs. So that would be something that I would like to do, possibly start up an esports program with teams, and possibly, like I said, also being the director of a program for that. I think it would be awesome.
There's a lot of things that I want to do. Mainly, I kind of want to be able to help create a system in place, I guess, to develop talents in terms of competitive gaming, esport, and all of that, right? Because right now we don't have a system in place in order for a player of any games to get to the pro scene, right? We only have if this kid pops off, he's gonna get picked up, right? There we don't have how we do with traditional sport. But if we look at any other country like Korea or China, they do have a system in place for players that are 12, 13, 14 players who probably have never even played the game before, and they take them if they show interest, and then they train those kids, just like we do with traditional sports with football and basketball and all of that. And we don't have that here in America, and that's something that I could kind of really want to work on, because I do think that our region have a lot of talents in any games, right? But we just don't have a method of finding those talents and developing it.
I mentioned it earlier, for me, it's League of Legends. To express the negativity side, solo queue is it's playing solo queue now is absolutely atrocious. You have, I think Noon mentioned this earlier, there's so many people who are staying at home and playing League, and there's so many quitters, and just it's so tilting to play with some people, and the negativity and the feedback is really, really bad compared to before. I think it scaled up. And for me, is this I love the game, but there's times where it just makes me want to pull my hairs out. Watching LCS and just playing League has always been something I enjoyed for the past 7 years, and it's the only PC game I ever played, and I'm probably only gonna stick to it. Solo queue is something that it's very interesting. I play top lane, and I just want to see solo queue better, so I can go in game and have a nice quality game and not deal with back and forth bashing and trash talking and all the toxicity that comes into it. Because I'd rather communicate with my teammates to play the game better instead of always have to mute everyone, because I don't want to be around that environment.
And then the toxicity level is also rising. The AFKers are also rising. People who are literally just, I don't even know, man, oof. League is going great, guys. It's going so great.
Was that sarcasm?
Well, I play a lot of League. I started back in Season 4. I'm a Jinx main. I really like League, but I agree Ranked is really, really bad right now. Even like norms. I'm getting flamed in normal games, and I'm just like, what is going on? It's a norm. It doesn't matter. Yeah, the community has definitely gotten very toxic, especially like you said, everyone's home now. Everyone's getting their anger out in solo queue. And I can admit, when I'm angry, I go solo queue too, but I don't run it down. It just helps me focus more. League is definitely like my most played game. Lately, I just started playing Stardew Valley. I really, really like it. It's a good way for me to kind of chill out after, getting tilted on League. When I was younger, Spyro was my favorite game. It's still one of my favorite games. They remastered it and it looks amazing. I've also played a lot of Among Us and Fall Guys lately, which is, really fun with a big group of friends. And yeah, those are my more like casual games and stuff.
Right now, I'm really into Overwatch. I know there's always like a big thing with the Overwatch community. Is it a dead game? Is it not? I like it. I still play it. I follow the Overwatch League. I'm a pretty dedicated fan to the Overwatch scene. I go pretty hardcore with it. I have a team that plays in it. My club team, we go pretty hard on Overwatch Ranked and the HSCL. That's been really fun. This past summer opens for the HSCL. We won 3rd, and I guess we're going to get some prizing for that, so that's been really cool too.
Just like you, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately. I was actually playing really well, and they changed everything up with the new season, and so I've been playing really badly. But I'm doing that, and then over quarantine here in Denver, I just built my entire college campus on Minecraft creative mode. So I did that, and then between Fortnite and Minecraft, and then I play like a little bit of NHL every now and then. But those are the games I play when I'm bored or want to get online and play a bit.
I've been playing Warzone a lot more recently, mainly just because we just got through the transition of the new 2K release, 2K21. It came out technically this morning. Me and a bunch of my buddies, we've been playing Warzone quite a bit. Before that came out, I really was into Skyrim for a while. I was one who I had never really been interested in that until, one of my buddies who actually is the head coach of an esports team at my alma mater, my high school, he really just advised me to get into it. So I did. And from the jump, I was hooked. I don't know necessarily why, because I don't really understand a whole lot of even what's going on in it, but it's still so fun to play all the time. I'm going to be getting into the new PGA game that just released as well. That's one that's pretty fun to just kind of kick back and play whenever you have some free time. And even though I like playing 2K a lot at times, just like any other game, it has its toxicity within it, and people tend to find exploitations within the game, so it gets really frustrating. And so that's kind of going to be a game to just take my mind off of everything and just kind of kick back and enjoy without having to be too serious about it, because I've noticed even just from playing at the competitive level in 2K now, it's much different whenever you're playing a game with something on the line as opposed to just really playing it for fun. They can be pretty strenuous, and I don't know, I tend to just stress out over it quite a bit, especially if I know we don't play to our full potential all the time. So that, and then I think at times it's fun to play the UFC games. I haven't played the newest one yet. I'm planning on getting that as well once I get the funds for it. I've got quite a bit that I'm willing to play here before too long, but right now mainly it's just Warzone and 2K.
I actually had a question for everyone. This is so regardless of which game you play, who do you think is responsible for toxicity? Is it the players or the ones who create the game? In your perspective, who do you find is the most responsible for the environment? Because there's always multiple sides to it. So just everyone, what's your perspective?
Obviously, the community itself, it is a problem within the community that they should address. They should admit that it's a problem, and everyone should actively try to fix it. But that's not always the case. Toxic people are just going to keep being toxic. And I feel like there is really no one that have enough power to actually fix that except the developers themselves, right? Because they're the one that can put punishment in place, ban system, and all of that. And I feel like a lot of dev companies, they have a report system going on, right? But they don't take those report system seriously. More often than not, they just put a bot in, and if the bot spots certain offensive words or whatever, and they would immediately ban that. Someone's in your game running it down constantly, they're going 0-15 5 games straight, they're not going to get banned. And I feel like that's because they don't have a system in place to actually ban those people, right? So I feel like more than anything, it is part of the community job to address that issue, to bring it up, but it is the developer's job to actually put a system in place to deal with it, because no one else is going to have the power to actually do that.
That's true, but let's take out the gaming side. And if you have a toxic friend, is there any way for you to put a system to have them be untoxic? Or like if you take the game and like the creators who run the who create the games, if they can't do punishments, is that a permanent fix or a temporary fix, or does that actually solve the issue at hand? Because we've seen people who've been banned but always found a way around the corner, like Tyler one back in who had multiple accounts. So there's always ways around it. Is banning a temporary solution, or it can be a permanent solution for a long time?
Banning is definitely not permanent whatsoever. I mean, bans are account based, right? Maybe it's attached to an IP address, but there's always ways around bans. I think it's more about taking accountability of your actions, right? And learning from it, not blaming the people around you, especially the developers. You know, it's just a game at the end of the day. Even at the professional level, right? There should be good sportsmanship. That's why there are those rules in place at the professional level. It's more so, I feel like this is more so like a problem at the amateur level, like a much bigger problem at the amateur level, of course. I don't really think game developers are going to be able to just put in a system that'll block out toxicity, because toxicity happens through everything, through chats, through Discord calls, there's just so many different platforms that toxicity occurs through, and it's just a matter of being responsible about it and knowing this is a game and I'm playing with other people, and you know it shouldn't be anything more than that.
Saying that it's just a game isn't like it's not really viable, because like people do take gaming seriously, especially in esport, right? Because it's like their livelihood. On the pro scene, it's like their career. But I feel like part of it too is like our culture in general, like the gaming culture, the community and everything. We kind of glorify toxicity in a way. If we see it, streamers, right? Like Tyler One, Yasuo, like all that. Part of their personality is to be toxic. That's how they got famous. It's like because they're toxic. And so in a way, like we kind of glorify it, and then somewhere along the way it started to become like okay to be toxic, and now it's just like embedded in like everything that we do in terms of gaming and everything in the pro scene, right? Like you see toxicity everywhere, and like it goes under the term of like friendly banter, but then like where does the line between friendly banter and, you know, toxicity actually come into contact?
Is there one thing you guys could say while we finish up here that games has brought a positive reaction to your life?
I started the esports team at my high school this year, and half of our kids are kids that don't go to any other clubs. They basically go to school and then go home. And then ever since the esports team became a thing, everyone just joined. And it doesn't matter if you're like a sport person, if you're like an academic person, or if you're like someone who has never been in a club or any team, you still find a place to belong. For me, that's what esports is. It's a community, and it's a place where like kids can find support from each other, despite all the toxicity online, offline, all that. I feel like everyone find a common theme in the fact that we all game in some way, either like through Candy Crush or League of Legends or Minecraft or whatever it is that we all play. That's our common thread. And I feel like we grow together better when we find a common theme and when we find a place to belong, which is like why I find esports to be such a positive thing. I mean, it definitely have issues that needs to be addressed, but still, nonetheless.
For me, at least, I was in my high school club. We didn't have an esports club, obviously, but we had a gaming club. I did that, and then in college, I joined to play League of Legends for like the competitive teams, and it was really nice because I did meet a lot of people just through it, you know, a lot of new friends, and it was good. Eventually, it did push me to a point where I wanted to grow outside of the club, and it really helped me dive into the industry and looking into working in esports. I had a slightly negative impact from my university club, at least, but it pushed me to grow and go outside of the club and play in online leagues or actually start working in the industry itself. Good did come out of it.
Thanks, everybody. Everybody wave goodbye. Bye. And sing a song.
Oh, the down smash gets him on the back end!
Yeah, no errors in the code right there from Brendan.
Damage can do. They're gonna try and use this Death Blossom. Ow.
you 3K. Big Sox is the big daddy of this game.
Manages to dig himself out just a little bit. Has no idea where J-Trops is.
Varsity Esports Foundation. Founded in December 2018, the Varsity Esports Foundation was created by a group of esports professionals. Our mission is to create an inclusive, safe, and aspirational network of gaming communities for all. The Varsity Esports Foundation is a 501c3 organization established to offer financial assistance to schools and to provide a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports. We have 4 foundation goals. 1. Build a network of inclusive gaming communities. 2. Create scholarships for students within these communities. 3. Ensure a safe environment for all players. And 4. Promote gaming literacy across the ecosystem. The foundation has funds for a limited amount of assistance to support schools with league fees and/or computer equipment. For more information, please visit us at varsityesportsfoundation.org. Varsity Esports Foundation, a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports.
The down smash gets him on the back end. Are you kidding me, Cargo?
Yeah, no errors in the code right there from Brendan.
Oh, Entity all on his own. Entity all on his own. What a goal from Entity to tie this game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HSEL Nationals. It is an amazing day for Overwatch. We are looking forward to seeing the matchup today as we look to try and again see which one of these teams is going to go into the opportunity to try and claim that prize pool.
There's kids that are in my program that would walk around and have nobody at school to talk to. And now those same kids have like a great group of friends. They're happier. Their parents are ecstatic. Why wouldn't you want to give that to a group of kids that don't have it? Just because you don't understand it.
Okay, yes, they're playing video games, but you gotta look past that and also see why are they playing it and what are they doing with it.
There's not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there, you know, so people just don't know what they don't know.
Really collaborative, like a sport. I mean, it is a sport. I mean, it's new that I think it's hard for people to understand that it's a sport.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does.
We got to get rolling. This is where it becomes big time. We've been working all year for this. SLP on 3. 1, 2, 3. SLP!
Thank you so very much for all of you who have tuned in and watched the HSEL Nationals. The 5-map pool today will be Hollywood, Kings Row, Nepal, Lijiang Tower, and Oasis.
I mean, it's interesting to see just how many schools there are this year and how many schools you're beating out to be in the top 8. It's insane.
Joseph is our youngest. He's 17. He was diagnosed with autism at age 4. Not an excuse. He's still Joseph.
Everybody is welcome. You want to come play esports for me? Come play for me. That is the mentality that we have in esports. All right, here we go. St. Louis Park looking for that repeat national title. The only #1 seeds left in the tournament. Nova Kid does drop. Tosi is now on. Now he's feeling it. Get these shots, Tosi. Now he's feeling it. Boom. The point of this is for people to find a place where they belong, make friends, learn discipline, learn teamwork, learn reaction to setbacks.
Triple kill coming out in favor of SLP as they now are starting to look to turn it around.
Frank, I got you. Nice job here for your topping.
Another solid hold here with an entire team kill for SLP.
When he plays, he wins.
To see if they can keep it into overtime, and that's not going to be enough. That will be SLP claiming the first 3 victories here, best of 5, and they will be going into the finals.
Well, we move on.
All right, what's up, guys? We're back here at the Esports Charity Cup stream, and today, or right now, we're going to be introducing Coach Connor Alney into this stream. We're going to be asking him a couple of questions, and yeah, let's get right into it.
Hey. Oh, welcome everyone. I'm excited to be here. I haven't been on Twitch since like last year, so this is fun. I'm sorry that my camera looks like this. I'm stuck at the office, so content over quality right now, I suppose, for me.
Yeah, it looks like you definitely have all. I have my light box on up here, but I don't have. I can get my forehead sheen, my baldness out with this awesome social distancing cup. Because if you get under there, I would blind everybody.
Yeah, I tried a new foundation this morning, and it's called Ghost Pale.
I wonder if you guys actually might have a makeup room that you probably need to set up here soon with all the content.
Yeah, we need a green room. I need like a dress rehearsal room with like fruit roll-ups and endless like Red Bulls and things.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Coach Alney, for coming in. I'll go with the first question here. What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is the Gila monster because they're adorable, but they can also have a venomous bite and take you out. So don't try me.
Oh, so you really, playing Call of Duty with you, I do know how that bite is, and I've never played against you, but with you, and luckily with you and not against you, because I would feel like I am trash.
Like I wouldn't say it to their face, but you gotta have some fun. And I also gotta say what's up to Slipsy in the chat. You're the homie. I think you came from
What's up, Slipsy? Yeet. That's a 1 Y, 2 E's, and 1 T.
So, as a player, as a person who's just at the beginning steps in high school, how exactly did you get where you are today? You've gone through so many scenes, so I just curiosity.
Yeah. That's a great question. It's worth noting my journey is not going to be the same for everyone now. When I got into esports, the scene was a lot different than it is now, but I still think there's certain things you can take away from it. I'm an old school Call of Duty guy. Call of Duty is the first game that introduced me to the word esports back in high school. I was a Call of Duty player. I had a friend that played Halo, and he was extremely good at Halo back 2011, 12, put you in that kind of time frame. And I remember he got a sponsorship, and he got like a free shirt sent out to him, and he got to walk around wearing this like sponsored shirt. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I was probably like the only one, but I thought that was super cool. And I started playing Call of Duty competitive, got to college in 2013. And that's really when everything kind of clicked for me and kicked off. So in 2013, I started the esports club at my college at the University of Iowa. I had to set up the club, and I had to go in front of a board and pitch to them how it was different than the video game club and like the benefits of esports. And we actually got that started up my freshman year. And at the time I was in a entrepreneurial program at the University of Iowa doing something completely unrelated. So I spent the year grinding on Call of Duty, trying to see what I could working with my club. And ultimately what I found was that there was like no real black and white way for me to make a living off of this, right? Like there was not a really good established path. I was playing game battles and trying to get my pro points, but that was about it. So I made the decision the year after that, I want to get into the business side of things. Again, 2014, esports is tiny, especially here in America. You got MLG doing their thing, UMG, and that's about it. So I started hosting tournaments. I ran Call of Duty tournaments, Halo tournaments, Super Smash Brothers tournaments, League of Legends, Overwatch, once that kind of got popular. So I did that for a while. I did that for a couple of years. Literally didn't tell my parents, opened up 2 credit cards, maxed them out, bought a bunch of equipment, and just started traveling the country, renting ballrooms out of hotels and any place that would rent to me that had internet I could plug into. We just set up an event. We'd partner with any clubs or anything that we could find. And we had a lot of fun doing that. Ran that for a couple of years, and then ultimately decided to open up a brick and mortar store that was an esports training facility in Iowa City. So the goal there was, it was kind of like a LAN center, but instead of paying to come play, you get a membership with your team and you guys could come train and practice together and sign up for tournaments. So I did that for a year, finished up my degree, and that's when I ended up coming out to Kansas at Ottawa University to start up their college esports program. Did that for a year, was the head coach there. That's where my name comes from. Coached that team, moved up to executive director, and that was when I got hooked up with Bubba here at the Varsity Esports Foundation. He snagged me up, came over, director of esports, worked on esports training, and now I'm at HSEL and making content full time.
Out of all those things in the past, what is that top moment during any of that time? What was the biggest, most influential moment for you, or most memorable moment out of all the things that have happened in esports and gaming for you?
That is such a good question. You know, there's some early memories that I think are always going to be the fondest. So, for example, the first event I ever tried to run, it was in the winter in Iowa. I used the club at the university to rent a ballroom for like $50 or something like that. I just bought all this equipment, and we were going to try our first time to host a big, it was right after the new Call of Duty came out. That would have been Black Ops 4? Black Ops 3. No, Black Ops 3. So we set up this tournament, we set up this Eventbrite page, and we started marketing it. And we actually caught some traction on Twitter, got some retweets, ended up having our Eventbrite page trending, maxed out. I should have said it's a free event. We were just getting started, and we maxed out registration at like 16 teams, got that registered. Go to host the event. The day before the event, there was a blizzard. Roads closed down. No one could travel out of state, and most of our registrations were out of state. So what ended up happening was we had this giant ballroom with like 300 chairs set up and a stage set up. 3 teams showed up and no spectators. You think where I'm going with this is, oh man, that was a huge letdown. But I remember standing there with 2 teams playing on stage and this 14-year-old screaming you're bad at these college kids. And it was the moment when I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, I love this so much. So I think that's the biggest moment. I've got a lot of little ones at my LAN center, getting to play 2v2s in Call of Duty. Obviously, my first MLG event was really cool. I think the big moment, too, is also getting to call your parents and say, hey, my full-time job is esports now. That's a big moment for everyone in esports, I think. Actually, I get a little emotional talk about it because it's a really tough journey for a lot of us, especially back then. No one thought this was a thing. No one thought you could make a living doing this. I was supposed to go to business school and work for some Fortune 500 company, and that was not my path, and I wanted to prove that it wasn't. That was a big moment too.
Yeah, that sounds so amazing. That's something that, you know, I hope that one day I could experience. As somebody coming from the bottom level right now, I mean, there's middle school, but from high school, having you knowing that you've completed and you've started this course at the college level, how would you recommend starting a high school club for everybody here who's in high school and they don't really have that organization that they can turn to?
Yeah, great question. I love high school esports. That's why I work here now. So high school esports, and I saw the question in the chat, like, how do I find people who are passionate about me? High school esports clubs and teams are the best way to go, because even if that's not where you're going to end up going pro from, it's where you're going to find like-minded individuals. It's where you're going to get to join, have a sense of community with other kids, get to compete, have fun. Such a great experience. So how do you get started? Really simple. We're actually building, it's literally a 2-step process. If you're a student and you want to get started at the High School Esports League, you are going to talk to all of your friends on Discord, in person, whatever, and you're going to try to get as many people as possible to say, hey, I'm interested in this. No minimum number. Let's say it's 5 kids. If you can get 5 kids to put down their name that say, I want to be part of an esports program, get those names together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start reaching out to your teachers and anyone you know at the school that you might have a good relationship with, and ask them if they're willing to sponsor an esports club for your team. We're actually building an email template, so we're going to make it even easier for you guys that you can just send out to help get a teacher on board with sponsoring your program. And once you get a teacher on board, all they have to do is go to hsel.org, plug in your information, and you can register a club for free. That's the initial progress to get it started. From there, there's a million ways you can go with it, and we have what's called the Esports Education Network to help those teachers out. But as a student, that's all you have to do. If you can get a teacher convinced and get them to register your club, we'll start working with that teacher to get things going on our end, as far as making sure they're educated on how to run the club, how to help grow the club, what games to offer, how to get funding, all that stuff.
Since you're a college coach, you've been a college coach, you're director of esports for college, I would love to know, and I think a lot of people want to know, and I think a lot of your TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram audience, that I do want to ask this question. The question in the chat was, what is your total social media platform followers?
Like 330,000, I think.
Yeah, 330,000. So nothing really, not really anything. Okay, great. So my question is, how can these students, and even ones that are in college right now, how can they get into college for esports? What's the route? What's the path? What's a simple thing what's some first steps they can take?
A couple different routes depending on where you're at with things. If you're finishing up high school and you weren't part of a high school esports program or anything like that, are absolutely square one, no history with anything. The first thing you're going to want to do is obviously pick the game that you're trying to get to go to college for. So just make sure that you have an understanding, even if you're not super great at it. Let's say it's Overwatch and you're a gold player. Just make sure you know what game you're focused on and make sure you understand how that game works at the professional level, as far as just do a little research on the events, the tournaments you're going to run into, like open division, that sort of stuff, just to get a baseline understanding of how the competitive scene works. That's important when you're going to talk to the recruiter, because they want to make sure that you understand how whatever esports title you're going for works. And then in order to get found right now in esports, your best bet is going to be you reaching out to the teams. If you're not involved in anything, there's no way they're going to find you. So you're going to have to take it on your own to reach out to these guys. So the best way to find esports programs, honestly, is Twitter's a really great one. If you just search a college with esports at the end of it, they probably have a Twitter handle. You can also, there's some directories being built. There's a directory at NACE's website to search for colleges, but honestly, like Twitter is going to be a really easy one for you, operating under the assumption that you have no history in esports. The best way, and what's going to help you a lot, is if you're part of the high school esports league, join our Discord. We have, I don't even know how many recruiters, it's over 50 recruiters now for colleges that are actively looking for students to join their program. And then winning and participating in HSEL events is a really good way to get your name out there for college recruiters to know who you are and know that you're taking esports serious. So that's a really good bet. But ultimately, you got to take it on yourself. You got to reach out. I always say if you reach out to 5 colleges as someone graduating and going into college, you'll get an offer from one of them. You'll get an offer. It's such a growing field at college. We'll take on a lot of students. Even if you're not a great student, not a great student, be a great student. If you're not a great player, if you're not a super high rank, don't worry about it. There's opportunities for developmental players. There's opportunities for you to take on roles such as team management, social media management, helping finding scrims, shoutcasting, broadcasting. There's so many different opportunities. All you have to do is make a good impression on that coach and they'll take you on and they'll find a role for you. I promise.
Is there a required GPA for college esports?
Yes. So each school is going to be a little bit different, but you have to be in good academic standings for the school, and you also have to be able to be accepted into the school. So a good guideline is a 2.5 GPA or higher should be good enough to get you accepted into most college programs. And you're going to have to keep a minimum GPA, depending on the college, of around 2.5. Some are even higher at 3.0. So yes, you do have to keep in good academic standings. You also have to make sure that you're a full-time student. You can't be a part-time student. You can't be part-time online. Essentially, it kind of follows high school. Like if you can get accepted into the college, then you're good. And then you just have to maintain that standing with them. There's also, it's worth noting, if your GPA is not great, if you struggled in school, didn't have motivation, whatever the reason may be, colleges at the community college level do have esports programs as well. And that could be a great opportunity to boost your GPA for a year, get some experience, and then transfer into a larger university. 1 year of college credits is enough to cancel out your high school GPA. So if you can establish 1 year of a GPA at the college level, your high school GPA no longer matters. So if you did struggle in school, that's a really easy way to go around it and also save some money.
In this age, right, there's a lot of kids such as myself. I have a personal YouTube channel, right? Clout chasers. You actually did it. How does someone become TikTok famous? Like, this is just random question from me to you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great question. I love talking about social media just because it's so relevant and what we have going on right now. And it's difficult because I like to call what happened to me and me getting a following on TikTok is what I call controlled luck. I've been a content creator since about 2015. That's when I started my YouTube channel. I started on Vine. I've been posting content for a very long time. No one paid attention to me up until last year. So that's 4 years of me editing videos, putting out videos to no viewers, and just really working on making sure I'm learning the skills I need and improving my craft. That when the opportunity came, I was prepared. I knew how to make content. I knew how to put it out, and I had crafted my ability to be on camera and storytell. So that's part of it. So then TikTok comes around. The reason I think I was able to get a following on TikTok was because I was early and I had some experience in what I was doing. What I like to talk about is when it comes to content, you need creativity, character, and legitimacy. Those are the 3 things, whether you know it or not, that you look for in a content creator. That's why you find their page. It's why you follow them. And then it's why you stick around. So you have to have character. Your character has to be either relatable or intriguing to a viewer. They either need to see themselves in you or they need to see something in you that they don't have. That's how you get people to like you. Creativity is how you separate yourself from all the competition. Social media is flooded with millions of everything. You know it. There's more stuff uploaded to YouTube than people will ever watch. So creativity is how you separate yourself. And then legitimacy is why people find you. So I had that going for me. I was an esports coach at the time when TikTok came around. And this was also at the time where esports started to get a lot of attention and news and media. And so I had that legitimacy for me. I was already an esports coach. I had the creativity part down because I'm a weirdo who's been making videos for 4 years. Luckily, my personality fit in with a lot of esports kids. I mean, that's why I'm in this community, is because these are my people. So I think that's what worked for me. So I get on TikTok October of last year, start posting. And at the time, I was very early to it. No one was posting esports. No one was posting vlogs or day in the life stuff about gaming. It was either gaming clips or dancing and singing. Like that was all that was on the app back then. So the creativity really came in, and I was posting stuff that people didn't know about. So that's kind of how it blew up. And then from there, it's just been kind of maintaining and coming up with new ideas. And I've honestly paid attention a lot less to what other people are doing lately, because I think that's also a trap you can fall into TikTok, is constantly falling for these trends and posting content just because you think other people are going to like it. It's a huge trap, and it doesn't work. You got to post what you like. And what my most successful videos have been trendsetters, not me following a trend. When I follow a trend, it doesn't do that well. When I post a video that is a new format that people haven't seen but gets a lot of attention, then everyone starts recreating it. And that's when I know I did something right, and then I move on to the next. That was a long-winded answer, but I think that's the foundation for any content creator as far as what you need to be thinking about if you want to grow a platform.
Like a taller male version of Charlie D'Amelio, right?
Not at all. No.
How you say your name?
Yeah, I think you said it right.
How you say your name? Yeah, right. I was surprised if I said that right.
And no, I'm not saying I'm alone in this by any means. All of my favorite content creators, especially the Call of Duty guys that I know on TikTok, they all did the same thing. Like Lucci, he was on it and we connected early on, and then he found his format and he started posting it and he killed it. Sally the dog, same thing. We met early, he found his format and then he blew up. And all of their formats and all the things that they were posting, they didn't copy other people. They tried copying other people. I mean, we've all done it. We've all copied other people's formats, and it never works out as well for you. So you have to find your own voice, your own format, and that's how it works on TikTok.
Coach Olney, my final question for you tonight is: you were part of the Varsity Esports Foundation as a staff, and now you're a volunteer, still creating content for us, now doing content management for HSEL, High School Esports League. What is the purpose of EEN, and what are some courses that they can take on the Esports Education Network?
Yeah, nice little plug there. The Esports Education Network, it's a beautiful network that we invented of esports content. The goal is, if you want to get into esports, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to get the proper information. A lot of people are trying to come into esports for a lot of reasons, one way or another. We wanted to make sure that we were sharing content that was developed by people in esports. It was the proper content, and it was in the right format to be able to teach anyone that wants to get involved. We have courses such as what is esports, why high school esports matters, how to start a K-12 club. Basically, we have courses for anyone from, I have no idea what esports is, a parent, kid, whoever, all the way to people in the professional world that are trying to enter the esports market, whether it be through a job or sponsoring a club or anything like that. It's just a really great resource that we've built to help anyone trying to sell their parents or teachers on esports, so that it's not just coming from you. Here's a professional course that was put together with all the proper information you need.
The last bit of confidence to help administrators, parents, teachers, the naysayers that we all have dealt with in the stigma of esports. How do we get esports to go in one ear and stay?
I'll tell you the biggest mistake we make when we're trying to talk about esports clubs and when we're trying to talk to our parents about it, and that's talking about money. We fall into this trap of thinking esports is only legitimate because of all of the money these professional players are making. And the problem there is, it sounds like a get-rich scheme to your parents if they have no idea what it is. To even the people that kind of understand it, they also know that your chance of making $1 million off of esports is minuscule. It's the same as becoming a quarterback in the NFL, right? Selling that dream is not the way that you get people to listen. The reason high school esports matters is because it gives you a community, it gives you a team to compete on, it gives you the ability to work with a coach to develop leadership, communication, all of these skills that you normally get in other sports or outside club activities. You get that with esports, but you get to compete in a game that you love. Your hobby becomes a team sport that you get to work with all your friends. So don't sell the money, sell the team aspect. You're learning leadership, leadership, communication, and it's opening up opportunities for you to go to college. It's opening up opportunities for you to have a very unique job in the future that you really like. So sell the opportunities, sell the leadership, sell the teamwork, don't sell the money. Ultimately, if you don't feel comfortable talking in front of people about esports in high school, obviously, I don't know if you're in class or online right now. If you're in class, just wait till you're alone with your teacher. If you're online right now, emails. And feel free to message me on Instagram. I'll let you know as soon as we put out that email template, because we're going to make it super simple for you. You literally just have to plug in your school, a couple things about you, and we'll share all the information that you need to try to get them on board. We're working to make it as simple as possible for you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our interview with Coach Connor Alney. I learned something. I hope you all did. That was very beneficial. And yeah, so coming up next here for the Varsity Esports Foundation Charity Cup, we have our Overwatch Showcase. The Stallion Esports team, ranked 3rd in the HSCL Summer Opens, is going to be taking on Team...
Roster?
Okay.
Roster, maybe? Get rid of what?
Roster.
Roster, yeah.
I think so. It's hard to pronounce. We'll get into it in just a second.
Swedish.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you into our next segment.
Guys, thanks, Coach Alney.
All right. Good to be back.
Woo! What a bunch of really good interviews. It's great hearing from all the interns. I want to say, Raph, great job tonight. I know you're going to do some more here in a minute solo. Excellent work on the stream, my friend. All the other interns for coming in tonight and helping out, modding in the chat.
So yeah, like I mentioned before, guys, we are going up against Team Doster. That is the name. I finally figured it out. Thank you guys so much for joining this stream. I'm going to be streaming some Overwatch for you all. I hope you guys enjoy it. Right now, I'm getting the lobby all set up for you guys to watch. So as I mentioned before, the Stallion Esports program, coming into this match, they were ranked 3rd in the HSCL. Being 3rd in the HSCL, we win a national title. We got a bunch of medals that are coming in. Thanks so much to the HSCL. Thank you so much to the Varsity Esports Foundation for having promoted our club and supporting our club to the fullest. None of this would have been possible without them. You guys are as excited as I am. I'm getting ready to pull this game up for you all.
Welcome to Blizzard World.
Alright, so we are going to be heading into Blizzard World here. And yeah, let's see what these teams have stacked up for us. I'm going to go with my team, Stallion Esports. These guys been putting in the work all year, all summer. I know going into this match, I can't express my gratitude enough towards these players who have really allowed me to participate. As I mentioned before, through it in a team environment, as a club, it's been an amazing experience. And yeah, so heading into this match, I'm going to be rooting for my guys. People that we're definitely going to need to watch out for, Denial Hacker. He is one deadly sniper. He goes in and he gets those kills every single time. So we're going to have to watch out for him. Team Doster, that being the team captain on the name, if you guys see there on the top right, they have a pretty deadly Widow of their own, a pretty deadly sniper. So South County Stallions can't be no slouch in this matchup at all. They have to go full force if they want to win this match. And with 4 seconds, 3 seconds to go, we are heading right into round number 1 here on this point. Alright, so getting underway. We're going to see who gets the first pick here as we get going, guys. It looks like, okay, so Team Doster taking this very slowly. They're not rushing into this at all. Okay, looks like the hooks are out. Doster goes dangerously low in this fight. However, he gets the support from his healers. And just like that, he is all charged up and ready to go. However, RQZ gets the first pick onto Reslets. Great stuff there from RQZ playing here against Team Doster. Denial Hacker with the pick onto Ranster. He does get rezzed, however, but that is a good pick nonetheless. Now Team Doster no longer has that res here against the Stallion Esports. Okay, looks like RQZ finding Ranster. Can he confirm this pick? He misses the dash. However, Rancer low on fire. He cannot confirm the pick, and RQZ kind of caught out here in this matchup. Okay, so Waffle God finds a pick onto Nomi. they're committing ults here. Rancer gets a pick onto Denial Hacker. Waffle God is dangerously low. Rahil, RC13 goes in for the charge. Does he find the pick? No, it does not look like it. Team Doster all over the South County Stallions, and they are getting those picks. Waffle God on the Roadhog gets slept, and just like that, Team Doster will secure first point with approximately 2 minutes and I want to say 10 seconds going here to complete the second point. Alright, they're going to have 4 minutes and 45 seconds to complete second point here against the South County Stallions. Let's see what the South County Stallions can do here. Alright, here we guys. Underway is second point. Team Doster uses the bubble early. Okay, and Rafina goes down. Unfortunate there for Rafina. Denial Hacker on the sideline, putting in damage. Okay, he spots the Widow. Can he confirm this pick, though? Does not look like he can. Really close matchup. He opts to take the high ground. He misses the first shot. That could have been a kill there for Denial Hacker. RQZ goes in with the blade. He gets the triple kill. Great stuff there from RQZ confirming those picks. However, he does go down finally, and Second Soul with the res. It's gonna be Spawner's advantage. Waffle God with the hook. A good hook there from Waffle God. Okay, Waffle God gets the pick onto Nomi from the flank, and his ult is just about up and ready. Let's see what he can do here with this ult. RQZ with the pick onto... It's a really big pick there. They're going to have to wait for that to come through or not. Second Soul actually there with the res, ready and waiting. There's the hook, and there is the ult there for Waffle God. He is putting in damage. However, it doesn't look like he is confirming any picks. His teammates, however, South County Stallions, all over it. RQZ cleaning up the kills. Denial Hacker with the picks. Great stuff there from these players. RQZ with a triple kill. Good cleanup from it. Okay, so the Nano is up there and ready. And it looks like RQZ, from all that cleanup, he's already ready with this blade coming up pretty soon. This is a really great hold here from South County Stallions. They have all the tools they need to continue to hold on to this point. Denial Hacker does go deep low. Okay, RQZ with another pick. However, it is finally traded. They need to be careful. Looks like the grab is really big. Is the follow-up there? Ranster is coming alive right now, getting all the kills in the feed. There he is with the picks. I'm not sure if Stallion Esports will be able to touch. And there goes down RQZ. And that will be second point there for Team Doster. It was a good hold there from the Stallion Esports to get it to 3 minutes. However, they never really got their whole game plan running. They had the Nano Blade, they had the Shatter. They were just unable to use that in that fight, and unfortunately, Team Doster will get the picks first, and they will take second point. However, that's not to be said. South County Stallions, they did really well there to hold on. Okay, the blade is up. He gets one. Oh, okay, so Alien with the anti onto RQZ takes him down. Great stuff there from their Ana player. Waffle God, he has his ult up and going. Does he use it? He does. He opts not to use it, so they opt to save it. And it looks like Team Doster will save this. RQZ takes the pick onto Second Soul, however. So that's great stuff there from RQZ. However, these players are getting kind of staggered out right now. This is kind of a misplay here from Stallion Esports. And look at this big grab. Okay, so looks like the dragons there from the Hanzo doesn't really get much. RQZ goes in for the Shatter. He does not get anything. He goes down immediately. Okay, so this Denial Hacker on the Ash with the Bob up and running. Team Doster playing no games right now. Denial Hacker finally opts to put in the Bob. Waffle God goes down. Can Denial Hacker confirm these picks though? It's not looking good for them. Team Doster has been staying alive this entire time. And because of that, it looks like Team Doster will finally roll it in with 1 minute and 15 seconds in the bank. They get 3 points on their run, and just like that, Team Doster will finish out up to the 3rd point here on Blizzard World.
Initiating match.
Alright, so heading here into second round of this game. It's gonna be it's now up to South County Stallions to really fight back here and get this good attack here. I think they need to start off strong and they need to start off fast. I think if they confirm those picks early, they have this in the back. However, you saw there on second point, even with a good hold, they had the ults to hold it. However, it never came to fruition, their game plan. With the Nano Blade, they just didn't pop it soon enough. And Ranster from Team Doster just gets all those picks from the high ground. So we'll have to see here if the South County Stallions, if they can fight back, if they can bite back. As we mentioned before, these guys are the marquee team being ranked 3rd in the HSCL Summer Opens. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Epic comeback on the way here from the South County Stallions.
5, 4, 3.
And it looks like we are up and ready just like that. It is all underway here for the South County Stallions. Waffle God is all up and running. He has the Mercy boost on him, looking for that first hook. Okay, so it's a slow start for the Stallions here. Looks like interesting pick here. Okay, Ranster with the first headshot pick from the damage boost onto Rafina. Great first pick there from Ranster. That's exactly those are the exact kind of plays you're gonna need to make if you're Team Doster. However, Denial Hacker biting back gets that pick. Great pick there from Denial Hacker. However, RQZ does go down. Can Denial Hacker confirm this pick? It looks like Team Doster opts not to take the duel. Can he get this pick on the Mercy? It does not look like he does. And okay, but Rahel RC13 comes in big, gets a 4 kill off of the anti from there on a great stuff there. And just like that, the Stallion Esports will get point number 1 here. And great stuff here from these players. To confirm that point, they have 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And just like that, they're gonna have a little bit more time in the bank for point number 2. Waffle God gets the first pick, however, he does go down. RQZ with this blade up and ready. Ooh, he gets caught in the grab. However, he is saved by the bubble. And he has this blade. Let's see if this will come to fruition at all. Denial Hacker does get picked. And there he goes. He gets 1 pick. Can he get more? Looking for the Torb. He does get the Torb, and that is a double pick for RQZ. Spots the Widowmaker. Can he confirm this pick? Oh, it looks like the Ranster is getting pocket boosted. However, Rahel is all over it, gets 2 picks here, and Waffle God with the final pick onto second soul. Great stuff there from these players. And now they are well on their way to finishing point number 2 of this map.
I need healing. Take your medicine.
So Team Doster here, looks like that's 2 fights in a row that they haven't been able to win. Do they have an answer to this Stallion attack though? We'll have to see in just a little bit. Denial Hacker on the high ground gets slept and headshotted. That's not what you want to see if you're rooting for the Stallion attackers. Ranster popping off here. RQZ in the back line. Looks like he is coming forward. Okay, he does manage to get out. Great stuff there from RQZ. However, Ranster is all over the Stallions with a triple kill. Looks like that'll be it for now. However, some insane plays there from Ranster. Waffle God does answer back, however. Ranster with another pick. This man is insane. Ranster, this guy, oh my goodness. The Stallions need to find some sort of pressure onto Ranster if they hope to win this game. Because right now, Team Doster is all over them. They have taken the Stallions all the way back to their spawn. I think this is a good call from the Stallions, though. They need to make sure they're not peeking Ranster at all. Because if that's the case, then Ranster will just come out and headshot these players. Because this man doesn't miss. Oh my goodness. So it looks like Reslets from Team Doster lays it down. The shatter is all there. And just like that, Team Doster sends the Stallions back into their spawns. Wow, super aggro right now is Rancer. Finally gets punished. However, Denial Hacker and RQZ both go down. It's really up to Rahil. Rahil putting up such an impressive performance on this Ana. And look at that, guys. Just like that, the Stallions are only a minute and 30 away from losing this round. Unfortunate here for the South County Stallions. Denial Hacker with the pick onto Ranster. That is the start that you want to see if you're rooting for the Stallions. And let's see if the Waffle God here, with his ult up and running, can find some sort of value. RQZ does find the pick. He gets nanoed. Instantly shattered and shut down. Okay, however, he does find the first pick onto Reslets. Dino finds the pick onto Doster. This is what you want to see if you're the Stallions. Well on their way. I'm not sure if Team Doster, Waffle Guy hooks the bomb off of the cart, and just like that, the Stallions will complete the second point with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining for their time bank. Team Doster is definitely making the Stallions work for it now. RQZ goes down. Waffle God still in this fight. Can he find some sort of value? It's just a Mercy right there in the spawn. She somehow lives. Great stuff there from Team Doster, finding the support from their players. Waffle God here on the flank. Gets dangerously low, opts to go back. RQZ with the headshot from Ranster. However, Rahil finally trades it out. And he is high charged and ready. Okay, however, the grab is so big. It has everybody. Rahil, RC13. Oh my goodness. Kind of overkill there. And there goes RQZ. And I have to say, guys, it is not looking good for the Stallions. These guys coming out here and dominating on the first point of attack. However, not being able to find this answer on the third point.
60 seconds remaining.
Wow, okay, so Waffle God is able to neglect their shatter. However, Ranster with the pick onto Denial Hacker. Ranster has just been the absolute carry. No answer for Ranster. Ranster has been dominating this game. Finally goes down to the likes of RC13. Denial Hacker gets Reslets. However, I think it is too little too late. They only have 30 seconds. RQZ pops the blade and he gets shut down from the Bob. Unfortunate there from the Stallions. They only have 15 seconds left remaining. And it's not looking good. There's only 10 seconds left. And the Stallions are dropping like flies. This is looking to be the comeback for Team Doster. This team not showing the Stallions any respect. These guys are not worried about ranked third in the nation. These guys are just focused on winning this game. And Ranster is all over the kill feed once again. Overtime is ticking. The kills are in for Team Doster. The grab is out. Rahil RC13 is trying to stall for as long as possible. However, he gets antied. He gets shut down. The shatter comes through. And that will be map number 1 going the way of Team Doster. Wow. Such an incredible performance from Ranster. You have to give it up to him. Really, he's just insane, guys. I have not seen a performance like this in such a long time. Team Doster comes in and makes it absolutely big. They show no respect here on the early rounds. And just like that, guys, Team Doster will take map number 1. However, guys, we have one more map left to be played. So don't go anywhere. I'm pulling that up right now. Oh, no. Okay. I was mistaken. It looks like... Okay, so because that was just a scrimmage, it was all fun and games for both of these teams. They ended it there. It was one competitive match. They both ended it and finished it off. It looks like Stallion Esports ended out with 2, and Team Doster finished it out with 3, completing 3 full points. Team Doster really took down the number 3 team. They showed no respect, and you know what? I have to give it to Team Doster. I have to give it to Ranster, who was absolutely insane and lighting up the kill feed. And you know what? There you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Esports Charity Cup stream. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for the $150 donation. I guess I didn't mention that. It looks like we had another donation come through. Thank you so much to that $50 donation. It was much appreciated. And yeah, you know, your support is going all to a good cause. If you guys were here for the earlier stream, and I just want to thank you guys so much for this opportunity and letting me stream for you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend. Don't forget to sign up for the Charity Cup. There's still a lot more games to be played. You can still sign up for the Overwatch matches even right now. So thank you guys so much. And you know what? We'll catch you in our next stream.